Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another exciting edition of TPL TV. Kel and Mackaveli, a Week 5 showdown here, and Sneasel, the Hisuian form, making its debut here tonight. And with that being said, we're going to jump right into it. Got an Iron Crown lead from Mackaveli. The choice specs has been somewhat standard for him this season, utilizing the psychic terrain that's won him a championship in the past. Scizor comes in, great answer to Iron Crown generally, but unfortunately here just going to lose a bit of momentum and let the Poltegeist get in behind a sub for free, and that is not a good start for Kel. Does take the Shadow Ball well. Iron Head comes out. A good adaptation to the Psychic terrain, still having some stab that doesn't force you off the field. The Kamo comes in on the Shadow Ball, but the Spadef drop, somewhat unfortunate there. Scizor, once again, we're in the same loop, and Earthworm is going to look to pass another substitute here, most likely. Actually goes for a body press. That does quite a bit to the Staraptor. But the close combat just too easily telegraphed, and Mac is able to get Hatterene in there, and then goes back to Poltegeist after scouting it out with the eject button. Now Poltegeist looks to set up, and Kel could be in trouble here. Scizor goes down, in comes Hoopa. I was actually quite bulky into this and could maybe survive an attack. Takes 70% there, but unfortunately, Kel endures. So a bit of a misplay there, going to cost Kel another one. But Sneasel's here to save the day, lives at 1% and takes Poltegeist down with the Shadow Claw. In comes Iron Crown. Terra Ghost Shadow Claw. Not quite enough, and Iron Crown is going to finish off the little slugger Sneasel. And DD back in, gets the Psychic terrain up. Now Iron Boulder comes in, wants to use this terrain for himself. There's a Healing Wish. That's going to bring Crown back to full, and that is not good. Unless you can KO here, and there's no chance. Tachyon Cutter. Going to bypass this substitute and take Iron Boulder down. At this point, with the fully healthy Crown, it looks like it is over. Staraptor going to try to make a miracle happen. Brave Bird. That's going to do it. Mac takes game one pretty convincingly. So game two, we see Hoopa lead here first against the Ndidi, who sets up the Psychic terrain immediately. That's a very strong Dark Pulse there. This is a very aggressive lead here from Kel. And it's looking a lot better early on. Poltegeist going to Shell Smash in the face. Does have the Sash this time, but not going to be able to KO like we saw in game one. So this is a terrific start for Kel here on the back of Hoopa. Iron Crown going to come in to finally force this demon out. And we're going to see the same loop we saw game one with the Scizor and the Earthworm here. Shedtail comes out, looking to pass that substitute, and Sneasler going to be the Mon of choice here to receive that substitute. U-turn, quad resisted, not going to break that substitute. Kamo comes in. Does it have possibly a sound move to bypass the sub? We're going to see a flash cannon instead. Acrobatics comes out, but the sash is intact. Endeavor going to bring Sneasler down to one. Interesting set there from Kel. Possibly an anti-lead of some sort. Scizor comes in, threatening Bullet Punch to force out the Sneasler, but is going to U-turn. Another good read from Kel, and she's been all over it here game two. Sneasler versus Staraptor. Staraptor actually eats a close combat with 10% remaining. Somewhat surprising there, and is going to finish off the Sneasler. Mac is in a very dangerous position here. Iron Boulder not going to waste any time this time. Kel sets up right away. And close combat KOs without a stab boost from Terra. And that's because it's Life Orb. Life Orb Iron Boulder getting it done here. Earthworm has no chance, and Kel comes back and takes game two in decisive fashion. Game three, we see Iron Crown versus Staraptor, and I'm a little disappointed. I liked what Kel did last time with the Hoopa, but perhaps wanted to avoid being too predictable. Unfortunately, Scizor gets crit by the Volt Switch, going to limit its longevity even further. Hatterene with the eject button. Going to get Poltegeist in for free on that U-turn. Scizor, unable to one-hit KO, does activate the weak armor as well. Cannot use priority under the effect of the terrain. Como lives with the sash, repeat of what we saw last game, and takes down the Poltegeist. Iron Crown is in, and he's going to finish off the combo, but Sneasler comes in, turns into the ghost type, and unfortunately, Max sees what's coming and is able to survive that. But so does Sneasler, taking that hit quite well, living with just a minuscule amount of health every single time. Tries to set up here with a Swords Dance. Would have liked to see what Sneasel can do behind the Swords Dance. Iron Boulder comes in, tries to set up again, but that Nuzzle is going to paralyze it, and that could be the game as Mac is still in very good position here. We do see the substitute come out. Maybe going to make a miracle happen here. Gets to +4, but it doesn't matter. Iron Crown's coming in, and he's going to break that sub and then break Iron Boulder. Now that leaves with just Staraptor and Hoopa, and unfortunately Hoopa not able to get in very early like it did last game and do that massive damage. And that's a massive Thunderbolt there, able to one-hit KO the Iron Crown. Yeah, and that looks like Specs damage. Staraptor once again going to look for a miracle, but I don't think it has it in it. The recoil, Earthworm resist it, and Sneasler would be able to outrun. But it was a great series, and it was awesome to see Sneasel get a little bit of play. Not what you expected to see here. Sneasler comes in, is going to finish off the Staraptor. Max still undefeated going into week 6. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time. We got a couple more games lined up for the channel, so stick around and stay tuned.
The Thickies Pokemon League, where the best and the bold, only beauty can compete, only legends are told. Flashing lights and roaring crowd, in the ring they take their stance. Only pros and beauty queens, here they all get their chance. Thickies Pokemon League, the best and beautiful league.